What is up, guys? It's Dakota bringing you 2 days of footage actually of what I'm kind of calling a heavy deload, where I didn't really see a need to completely deload and work 50-60%, because I mean what I'm doing is the mock meet style that I said I actually decided on. I don't know if I touched that in a video, but I decided to do a mock meet kind of style on Friday instead of just coming in and going for PRs. So I am taking it a little bit differently in how I want. Oh man, hang on 1 second, guys. Oh, excuse me. Edit that out, maybe. Anyways, so I did decide to go with that mock meet, and because of that, instead of just kind of doing what I would do normally and just kind of train through the week, I decided to take a deload but make it a little heavy, where I do work up on most of my lifts to a heavy double, work down to about 70%, I believe it was. I just kind of went with what was feeling good and worked for 4s or 6s. I don't really even remember. Like I said, I was kind of doing this. My main program goal here was to work up to, or start with the heavy doubles. And then from there, I kind of based it off what was feeling good, because I didn't want to go too heavy. Because, like, right here with bench, I honestly wanted to put on 175, 165. But I kind of wanted to keep it at the same time easy, and prevented that because I don't want to wear myself out too much with any of this work, especially with bench press, because bench is in my opinion, my iffiest lift for this. And with this, I kind of focused on some recent overall form changes and things like that. I'm trying a few different grips out, because lately I have been actually doing a more suicide grip style, and while I feel stronger overall, I'm not 100% comfortable with it at my heavier weights. So I've just been kind of practicing that, practicing putting more leg drive in, practicing like breaking the bar per se to get that lat activation, just little things. And here I toss on some chains, and I actually had to use razors, because on the bottom there you'll see in the background, because they weren't really touching the ground, and at that point it's kind of pointless. I have no idea how much these chains weigh, to be honest, but I just kind of did this to do some speed work off the chest, really focus on hitting better speed, something light. I think those are 35s actually. I really didn't know what was good for these. This is my first time benching with chains, so I just kind of went with what felt good, again, without wanting to go too heavy. The chains are pretty fun to use. Unfortunately, I do have to use these razors, because I couldn't find them, at least any kind of those loops to hang them from. Moving on to squats, this went really, really well. The one thing I did have to get used to was not having enough room to do my normal walkout, which is a little bit bigger, but once I got used to it, after this first or second rep, it felt fine. Here I am doing, this was 265. I was thinking 275, but I didn't want to push it too hard. And another thing that I felt with these squats really helped was not having a mirror right in front of me. It really helped me focus on just like the lift itself, instead of kind of judging myself and using visual aids and visual cues to tell myself when I'm deep enough, if I'm lifting fast enough. And I kind of got to use it all through how it felt. And I think actually overall, looking at these recordings, they went a lot better. I mean, a couple of them definitely could have been deeper in my opinion, but honestly the speed felt, just watching this again, feel like just looks really, really good, better than it has before, especially with those 265s. And this was just 225. I think I only did 2 sets of this, and I just kind of powered through it. I didn't want to do too heavy on squats, and I actually ended up ending this workout with some overhead press, but I didn't include this just because I do want to keep this video kind of quick, nothing too heavy, and just go over what I'm doing with this deload and what I'll be doing Friday. So this kind of ends the first day, and we'll be bringing in the second day right here, where I do some deadlifts. So moving on to day 2 of this deload, I worked right up to 315, and you'll see some lower back issues right here. I think actually on the day before this, so my bench day, I messed up my back at work that night. I think I must have strained it picking up a box or like getting a box off a high shelf. I work in the produce section of a grocery store, so a lot of those boxes are about 50 pounds or so. And, you know, having to climb a ladder with them and stuff and like having to grab them off a high shelf with a ladder or something can strain the back. So one thing I did like here was that since I'm still waiting on my belt to come in, it's only been like 7 weeks, Inzer. Well, at least Conviction here does offer a buckled belt. I think it's a medium or a large, but I managed to get it to fit. Not as tight as I'd like, but it's fine. It worked well enough. It let me power through these reps pretty well without any pain. I don't know if it's like Inzer or what brand, but I'll probably be using it for my meet or my mock meet when I work up to above a PR, or if I pass my PR, or what I want to do with the mock meet is use it on my 3rd attempt regardless of the weight I'm doing. So hopefully that'll be pushing above a PR that I planned, so above the 365, 315, or 225s that I have planned. Or if I fail that PR, toss on a belt and maybe it'll help me pull it. I'd just like to see that. And then, anyways, getting back to the actual workout footage here. Here I just tossed on some chains. Again, no idea how much these weigh. I want to say each chain is like 25 pounds, maybe 30. It feels about that, but I'm just too lazy to take it to the bathroom to weigh them out on a scale. But here I do some chains with 275 just for some speed work, although these don't look too fast. Also, the camera angle just got really bad. I'm sorry. It's a little busier today, so I didn't have all the room I wanted, but no big deal. Here you see me rocking that awesome Pull Sumo Eat Butt shirt, even though I never pull sumo, and I also don't eat butt. But anyways, guys, that is the end of the video. My next video will be the actual mock meet on Friday. I'm looking forward to this. So thanks, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. And you know, the next video, like I said, is my big ol', you're gonna see my meat. Alright, guys, as always, train hard and stay hard. Keep it real, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, share your video with the friends if you liked it. Take care.